Alrighty, let's do this thing. It is time for the RGH podcast, hosted by Mtashed, True Vanguard, and KackisHD. We've got the juiciest gamers here. Ready to go. Talk about all the gaming news. We're going to be talking about Twitch lawsuits and hot tubs. We're going to be talking about Apex Arena and a massive boost to the Titanfall player base. We're going to be talking about Destiny 2 Transmog and Guardian games. And then a little bit of Battlefield 6. And then most likely, we'll probably just talk about alcohol and food, because that's what typically what happens near the end. Like, I don't know. It really
funny because it's true.
It's true. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about the Twitch lawsuit. So if you guys are not aware of what happened, there was a lawsuit between a guy named Phantom Lord and Twitch from years ago. We're like 5 years ago. Where he was banned, and he argued that he was banned wrongfully. He said that Twitch broke their partnership agreement. He said Twitch are being fraudulent here. They are committing fraud, saying that I am associated with a CSGO skin gambling website, which I'm not affiliated with, that I don't work with. And he got banned years ago. And, with a lot of Twitch bans, I got banned and then unbanned. A lot of them are a little bit sus, and there isn't a lot of clarity with them. But Phantom Lord said, no. You guys are cheaters. you guys are breaking the law. And so he took him to court. And then he won. He beat Twitch.
It wasn't fast, but he won.
Yeah.
and think about that, dude. Like, I think people are going to... Well, let's actually first... How much did he win? So this guy wrongfully banned on Twitch wins his lawsuit on every account. For people who don't know, like, when you usually do a lawsuit, there's like several different claims that usually are discussed, because you don't necessarily win all of them. You like win some, you know what I mean? So this guy won on every account. And Twitch was claiming fraud against him. So Twitch was kind of had their own version of the story. They just lost on everything. How much did he win, Mtash?
$20,000. Not 20 million. $20,000. Almost nothing.
What the heck?
There's no way he didn't lose money on lawyer fees. There's no
Unless
way
that was covered. Yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying. Was like, maybe that was part, like that's actually what he got out of it. I don't know, but you would imagine especially if it dragged on that long, that's not going to cover your costs.
Maybe it could have just been that was what he won, and they had to cover his lawyer fees. That's
usually that's a part of it. Yeah.
So it should be said that that's not a lot of money. I think so. You think you beat Twitch in a lawsuit, you're going to get bank, but this guy got nothing. But think about that for a second. Think of how many and how but how many and how good of the lawyers Twitch has on retainer. They work for Twitch. They work for Amazon. These guys are the creme de la creme.
Well,
right? These guys
say that though, and then you look at the people that are running all their PR and their marketing, and it's like, well, maybe they don't.
Maybe their lawyers are like the people from like the commercials, like, call Douglas and Douglas. Have you have mesothelioma?
Yeah. Wait, someone's suing us? Call the number. 1-800.
Exactly.
But here's the thing: is they did lose. And they committed fraud, saying that he broke his partnership, and he didn't. And they lost. They lost on every single count, right?
Yeah.
But how many other people have been banned wrongfully?
There's
how many other people?
Blood in the water now,
right? There is a lot of people that have probably been banned. And at this point, it's like, well,
dude, Dr. Disrespect?
Bingo.
We never heard the story about that.
Dude, I still want to know.
I still want to know what happened to Doc, baby. But like, something, man.
Yeah, and like, are they going to have to start giving exact breakdowns, showing the minute you got banned and why you got banned? Because if they don't, how do we know this isn't happening again? To Doc, to me,
I agree. Very importantly, also, this sets legal precedent, because anytime there's a court case that's settled, lawyers will use past court cases to establish, hey, this is precedent on what's been set. So. And then it's much more likely the judge rules in your favor if previous cases in court have been settled in similar things in your
Right.
favor. So now, like you said, Tash, and like you guys, I think you guys both said, all these other people that have wrongful bans, they can take this court case, and that will bolster their cases quite a bit, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is huge, dude. Like, could we see Dr. Disrespect suing Twitch,
Here's the
going
thing,
after them?
the thing about the doc situation that I don't know, that confuses me is I feel like if it was wrongful, he would have gone after him, because you think about how much money he would make in a suit like that, where he can say, listen, you banned me wrongfully, and if he can prove it was a wrongful ban, he can sue them for the money that he should have made in the following days and months. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's pretty standard.
But who's to say he isn't? Who's to say he isn't? Because someone who is suing someone and who has actual good lawyers, they're not talking about it, right? Like they're not going to pretend, and they're not going to say anything. Their lawyers are doing it, and they're either going to go to court or they're not, right?
Right.
So maybe he is, but
you don't know. I
you
mean,
know?
this one was 2016, so you never know. I mean, obviously, Doc's situation was much more recent than that.
Do you think also that you could argue that like maybe Doc is like, maybe Dr. Disrespect realizes that like maybe he got a big bolster from that, because like there's so much interest and intrigue, and then the return, dude, there was like 300,000 or like more people watching like basically a static screen. Remember, because he was like the return, and like, he didn't even return that. It was like a setup stream. I think it was like to test things. There's so many people watching just that stream, so he got like a second wave of like people and interest when he returned on YouTube,
right?
Because of this scandal. I wonder if like metrics wise that almost like benefited him.
Here's the thing. There is 100% at Twitch people there that have power, that have abused power, that have banned people that shouldn't be banned, that don't ban people that should be banned. Hassan was one of the people that completely abused his power multiple times. So who's to say that hasn't happened multiple times in the past and won't happen in the future?
Yeah, it's so obvious. Like
we know the guy. Like I've sat down to dinner with that guy, and like I have met him. I've talked to him one-on-one, and he 100% abused his powers multiple times. And so if they don't have any balances and checks, that this stuff goes unchecked forever. And with his lawsuit, maybe it's the beginning. And I think that there should be a much better system explaining what moment in that stream got me banned. What is the exact thing that got me banned there, so I can understand it and not do it again. But they're just like, hey, you know what? You're banned 7 days. See you later. And we won't tell you what it was. We'll give you an approximation. It was something to do with music. Knowing that.
Yeah. So like I think that's a good point. I think this hopefully will signal a shift of like these big tech companies shouldn't be able to get away with whatever they want, because it's like, people will make, oh, it's a private company. Shut the hell up. All right. Like, this company is operating in a public space, and importantly, it preaches this relationship. It draws people in, draws creators in, like, we're in this together. We're growing together. We're here to help you. You're here to help me. People don't go to Twitch for Twitch. They go to Twitch for creators. And so it's so wrong that Twitch will like just completely dump on these creators and then like not provide communication, not provide the reasons for bans. Like sometimes it turns out to be like false bans, like something is falsely flagged or whatever. And it's like they should be, in some ways responsible, because it's like that's that creator's loss of revenue.
Well, right? Like if you can mess with my $100,000 revenue stream, you should probably be liable. Like if they can just shut down someone's stream that has 10,000, 20,000 subs, it's like you're making you're making a 6-figure decision here that I can't compete with.
Yeah, and it goes beyond just bans. One of the situations that sticks out to me is you have a situation like Geek Chick, who took a contract with Facebook. She served her time over there at Facebook, fulfilled her contract, and then when she was done with that, she decided, all right, I'm going to head back to Twitch. And she figured that was the best thing for her channel. She goes back to Twitch, and it almost seemed, and, we don't have any confirmation of this, but it really read like Twitch being vindictive towards people who took contracts and bailed. and then came like, oh, you just want to come strutting back? You think you're going to get your partnership back? And,
Yeah, that was
and they
weird,
denied
too.
her partnership for almost a whole year while she's meeting she meets
Yeah.
ticks every box for all the requirements for partnership. She applies, denied, applies, denied, applies, denied. It took pissing and moaning on Twitter and on social media and getting a lot of people backing her and validating her story. Be like, listen, Twitch, you guys gotta get this, you gotta restore her partnership because she's losing income here,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think now though, I think now that these companies might have to realize like people are like this whole debacle matters. And like having someone that you can reach out to that actually can help matters. And like if YouTube comes out and is like, we're going to be more transparent. We're going to tell you exactly why you got banned. There's a ban appeal process. It's not like this weird entity of basement dwellers who decide this and like you can't interact with them.
Yeah.
Right now on YouTube, I should be clear, that's not the case. Like there's been people who've gotten like their videos have been flagged for whatever, and that it's like was not true. And the people who do the flagging are some like entity that like you can't even, people who work at YouTube can't even get contact with these people. It's so bizarre. So that's not the case right now. But if YouTube does come out and say this, that's like a thing that will attract a lot of people because your audience will, not all of them, but your core audience will move with you. And so we could see things changing dramatically.
So a couple things I want to just touch on the YouTube stuff. I was actually watching Asmongold the other day, and he was doing a bunch of like Google Trend stuff, and he Googled like Twitch versus YouTube, and obviously there's a lot of just video content on YouTube. It's going to be bigger, but it is like 50 times bigger. Like it is so much bigger, it's not even funny. And live streaming here, I don't think it's as popular in a lot of people's eyes, but there are some creators that are succeeding. But also, they keep adding features that are going to allow it to be easier to succeed and monetize it. I just shared a picture of it today in our group chat. They've started adding like almost like an applause. It's called applause. And so on anyone's video on YouTube, when they have this feature enabled,
people who have like you have to. It's like you can enter for this beta,
and it's like it's kind of like the cheer or the super chats on a live video. So I mean, more people are going to be coming to YouTube and interested in YouTube. And if they keep adding features, like why would you stay on Twitch at this point? It is a nightmare over there in a lot of cases.
Which is like an interesting feature because like for me, like I've never turned on the like channel member things, right? Because I feel like I can't provide, like I don't live stream, so I don't really have a place for these emotes. If you could use emotes in normal chat, I think they're working on that. That's one thing, which is funny because it's like Reddit is like, he's so greedy. He makes his videos over 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I literally am saying no to free money by turning on memberships. But I just feel like I can't provide enough to be worth it. I don't feel good taking people's money every month. But like an applause feature where people are just completely can go and donate, that would help me. That's something that I would consider turning on because they would be like, hey, a bunch of people applauded this video. If it was like an opinion video or a video, it helps me tell like, oh, people really like this video. People like engage with this video because views, you'd think that views would indicate that, and even likes. But sometimes the algorithm is just like, no one's going to see your video, dummy. And so that's like a good way to tell like, oh, people are like vibing with this type of content. Right. So I think that's a cool idea, but we have this whole other interesting debacle on Twitch, and that is right now the hot tub meta on Twitch. For those who don't know, if you go to, just chatting, there's a lot of quite attractive girls in hot tubs, right?
They're smoking. Let's be honest. They're smoking hot.
Yeah. And so it's a very interesting, very, very interesting thing right now because on the one hand, you have a lot of people upset by this and saying like, you have the kind of the typical people, their opinion is like, look at these like female streamers manipulating poor men. But at the end of the day, it's like, they're not making you donate, buddy. Like, but it does legitimately call into question. I think the bigger issue is like, what are we doing here with the terms of service? Like, is that allowed? And it's like, they're obviously clothed, right? There's no nudity, but it's very scantily clad. And then, you have a lot of people bringing up, okay, if this is allowed, there's times that not just males, but other female creators have been banned for stuff that like there was no full nudity, but maybe it was something. I mean, the girl who did the queef girl,
Right.
no nudity at all, and she got banned. So it's like it's such a weird. The Twitch terms and service are very hard to understand. They're very, what's the word? Like they're not specific on purpose. They're very ambiguous on purpose. Yeah. So it feels like that they can ban or not ban people on a whim because it's like no one understands where they fall. Yeah. So it's like it's bringing up this huge debate on like what are these terms of service like for?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people have varying opinions. One of the things I see a lot is people are like, I don't think this is right because it's somebody that's not actually trying to make. They're not actually working hard for good content. They're just showing their bodies and making money. And one of the things that I keep coming back to is, listen, I'm a grown man. I'm a 33-year-old male, and I know how hard it is to keep a body in good shape. Like you got to say,
these girls hit the gym. That's for sure.
Girls, let's not say there's no work involved because it is a lot of work to keep a body in good shape. So I'm not out here to shame anyone for easy. I know that content may at the surface level look easy. But yeah, I think where it gets sticky is where you start tying in things like innuendo. Like, what is the girl doing actively? Is she doing something that is suggestive of maybe more sexual content, like the interactions with bananas and stuff like that, right? That's where the gray areas come in and where Twitch is like, they've got a way. Do we need to be a little bit more specific with the way that we write our terms of service so people could clearly say, this is a line I cannot cross and this is what's safe?
Yeah, and it's also like I would assume though that they would be like a mature audience stream. Like you'd have to be above 18 to watch that stream, right? I would assume.
Well, not necessarily unless the content creator marks it down.
That's right. Okay, and that is like another issue. So,
like, are you gonna have to mark it down if you're doing a hot tub stream? At this point, here's the thing: is Twitch has come out and said you're allowed to do it. It's in TOS. We've got our eyes on it, but like they're not breaking TOS. So if you don't like it, too bad. And there are a lot of people that are like angry about it all, and they're like, well, they're stealing our viewers, boys. No one watching you. No one watching you. Right? Like the people that are watching that, do you even want them in your chat? I've looked at some of those chats, boys. I've done my research. Let's just say I've done my research. Those chats are such a cesspool. You don't want them to be watching you. Unless you want them to like be gawking over you like, oh, reload that gun TV. Oh, Kackis, beat that Nightfall.
Yeah.
Oh my
goodness.
Like,
someone actually made a point. YouTube allows fully naked yoga.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many.
I think you can on YouTube. There is like you have to mark 18 plus, right? But it's like.
But if it's educational, nudity is not sexual. If you're doing, you can search, I'm going to say, you can search how to Brazilian wax. And you can find some stuff on there. You can find some major stuff on YouTube. But it's educational.
The thing is, though, you will have people abusing it. You will have people coming to as close to porn as possible without technically being it, because you do have, especially on YouTube, you do have a lot of a younger audience. And you can make your account. Yeah, I was born in 1970, lol. And there's like no checks on that, right?
Yeah.
And even Twitch, same thing. So that's where you get into quite a gray area. It's like, especially on Twitch, if you're not marking that content over 18 plus, then it's like, that's a little bit sus, because I have some teenager who, that's where you're like, maybe you are, because you have some teenager who what's happening on Twitch, clicks a thing and sees some girls in bikinis, is like, what's this, right? Like, and it's like, that should probably be marked as 18 plus content.
Sure.
That should probably be marked as a mature stream. But then it's like, should it be in its own like separate thing that you aren't able, because like you said, it's up to the creator. So it's like, you forget to mark it, you don't mark it one time.
But then the whole argument, the biggest thing is, well, why is it 18 plus? Just because she's in a bikini doesn't mean it's sexual. Just because she has a nice body and she's in a bikini and she has less clothing than maybe I have on right now, it doesn't mean it's sexual in some people's arguments. And that's why it's such a big argument. Because there's some people that are saying, no, like, you're treating this like like sex work, and it's not. She's just in a bikini. Just because she's wearing a bikini, like there's so many.
Yeah, but then
layers
why
here.
But it's like, why are you also in a pool, and why are you also
Because
riding
she's
a
swimming.
banana?
Because she's swimming. But that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's
Yeah,
such
it's so-
it's such a gray area. But
Honestly,
again,
like I
one
don't
is-
care that much.
Yeah, we
and I
don't care
really don't
because-
think it is taken away. It should be important. This is not taking away people's like people like you said. You have this weird thing of like it's taking away my views. It's really not. But the issue all comes back to Twitch. Twitch will go after and ban people. You know, they banned that one woman because her kid was on live stream when she was going to get groceries and stuff.
Right.
And then it's like that is the weird part, and that is where you have to kind of step back and say, okay, there is definitely a point here of like some potential some Twitch favoritism of like people are getting banned left and right for the most like simple innocent things, and then like the full bikini streams riding on a banana, Twitch is like, we're okay with that. So it's like, what are we doing here?
And
you
there's
have
someone
to clarify rules.
And there's someone that got banned recently. I don't know. I could find it if I had some time, but apparently was on an Instagram page where the girl was in a bikini and ended up getting banned. And it's like, how? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's the thing too. Is
Look
it's like
at people in bikinis, but you can be in a bikini.
Yeah.
So again, this is not about. I don't want people to think like we're out here like, oh, these women are in bikinis and you can be in a bikini all you want. But the issue is again these extremely ambiguous Twitch rules.
Yeah.
Where it just seems like it's at the whim of whoever is in charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
It
think
doesn't.
Twitch that should be one of their priorities for sure. Is they need to revisit terms of service, and they need to do away with the ambiguity, do away with all the gray areas, and let creators know beyond a shadow of a doubt this is exactly where the line is. Don't cross it. And obviously, you're always going to have some degree of ambiguity where context matters. You have to take it case by case. But yes, they need to clarify things a lot better so that creators know where those lines are. And at the end of the day, as far as the hot tub streams are concerned, I fall off the log saying I hope that Twitch allows, within reason, those things to continue, because I know that women who want to use their figure as a means of making income, I'd much rather them do it in a place where they can control their own content and not in a place where they're going to get taken advantage of. And a lot of the porn industry really does just capitalize on women. And so having a place where they can do that safely and be in charge of their own content and in charge of their own revenue streams. All right.
But I
exactly.
think Twitch
and from the safety of their home, like truly, like if you're going to do it, then at least this is an avenue that is like as safe as can be.
But then Twitch needs to come forward and say, listen, bikini streams, you can do it. If you're in a swimwear, that's okay, but you must mark 18 plus. You know, they're probably going to say this, right? You must mark 18 plus. And, you know, if you, and then therefore, like, that's the rules. The bikini streams allowed, in a bikini allowed, but if you are knowingly, you have to mark 18 plus. If you like accidentally stumble across, you know, a picture or something in a live stream, obviously your stream might not be marked 18 plus, and then we'll let you slide, right? But again, we need to get these freaking rules in check, because it's not just the ambiguity. It's like people get banned and then it's like zero communication. They don't know why, they're guessing. And then it just causes a huge stink on Twitter, right? Yeah. That's the issue.
The thing is though, is you get like people like XQC who's like, get him off Twitch, because there is also the camp that's like, this is a gaming website. And so it
certainly
not
started
even like,
as that.
It's almost like a war between it. Like they've got like this whole like army of men that are like, this can't be here.
But it's not XQC's choice. It's not his platform. It's
no, exactly.
Platform. So it's whatever they want it to
If
be.
anything, that guy should be banned for certain things, because he's pretty damn toxic a lot of the time. He's done some majorly toxic things. So it's like, who's to say? Like,
but
maybe
he has gotten banned. He has gotten banned a lot.
Yeah.
And but then that ambiguity comes up, because certain times he's been banned. It's kind of like, really, for that? Or like he's playing a video game and it's like it would be nudity or a sexuality within a video game.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, that gets you banned, but actually being in a bikini, it's again, it's just all back to the crap Twitch rules, dude.
So
it's all circles back to the crap Twitch rules, and
it all circles back to them sucking at everything. They just suck.
I think it's also unfair to to say I'm against it because I'm a parent and I don't want my children running into that. At the end of the day, Twitch is not a children's platform, and it's live content. Live content is always gonna be, you run the risk of having something sketchy. It is, as a parent, I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, it is your job to say what is okay for your kid. And if it's not okay, then you need to find ways of limiting it, making sure that you are present when they are interacting with Twitch content. There are ways to do that.
Interesting one though, because there is a ton of like family friendly streamers who is like, yeah, you can go watch, Nick A30, right? You can go watch True Vanguard. I know that guy's gonna,
but you've got to be in the room with me
PG
when you're watching it.
Yeah, but it's like you could, like, I think maybe Twitch needs to maybe make it more apparent of like or maybe crack down on like some like false accounts of people who are younger. I don't know, like Twitch maybe needs to think about that, because it certainly, what the interesting thing is,
What?
Twitch certainly tells its advertisers that it's like family friendly, because you have a lot of family friendly brands advertising on Twitch, and YouTube kind of ran into the same thing. That's why there was such a push of demonetization on YouTube, right? Because the advertisers didn't want their brands associated with bikini streams or whatever, right?
And maybe that's a good thing, because YouTube Kids was born out of that fiasco. YouTube Kids is fantastic. My kids are on YouTube Kids a lot. They've got an allotted amount of screen time, and we know it's safer, so we have YouTube Kids on their devices that they can click on it and watch. And that's fine, because I know that what they're going to encounter there is safe for them to view. Maybe Twitch ends up launching
doing like a
similar
kids mode,
service, Twitch for kids,
That's my
family
point,
Twitch, whatever.
Yeah,
That's great, because then someone like me can say, listen, I'm a family-friendly streamer, and I check all the boxes to say I want to appear there. And I know there's going to be repercussions if I break those terms of service in a bad way on that platform.
Because you potentially, the thing, one more thing with that, like, you potentially have a scandal here in the same exact way that happened to YouTube, where you're some family-owned company, or you present yourself as such, and you're checking off the boxes. Where do you want to advertise on Twitch? It's like gaming, sure. Chat. It's just chatting. It's called just chatting. Sure. You don't know. And then you look, oh my gosh, it's like the bikini stream or whatever. And then it's like, Johnson & Johnson, a family company, right? It's like, you might not, but that is a legitimate issue. You might not want your brand associated with that type of stuff. And so maybe Twitch needs to like have another platform. It's like just chatting, and then it's like adult just chatting, or like an adult section or something like that.
Right.
Because I feel like we're on the cusp of exactly what happened to YouTube, and then the advertisers get mad, where it's like, I thought I was advertising on just chatting. Like, what is this? What is going on here?
Yeah, that's true.
Because
100%.
Advertisers care about that like family-friendly brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that was like
care about their perception.
That was like the Spider-Man and Elsa stuff, where it was like,
yeah,
it was like Spider-Man and Elsa, but it was like it was not for kids. And people were advertising on it, and then they find out, wait a second, this is
what
not
is
for
this
kids, right?
Yeah.
Twitch lost 20 million to that dude. No, he lost 20,000. He didn't lose 20 million. Anyways, let's move on. We know that Twitch is dumb, but let's talk about something that personally I'm really excited. Apex Arena, and then we'll chat about Titanfall. I haven't played Apex in a year and 8 months, a year and 9 months.
We went out on a dub yesterday.
Yeah, we did. After pretty much the first month of Apex Legends, a month and a half, I quit. I just wasn't going to cover it. I didn't plan on covering it. And it was fun, but it was a BR game. But Apex Arena was officially announced on Monday. It is a 3v3 arena mode where you are against another team. You spawn in, and it has a buy phase similar to a Valorant or a CSGO. And you have 1 life per round, but you can be revived. Now, it's reminiscent, if you guys play Destiny, of Trials of Osiris. There are multiple rounds, and I think that it looks fire. Like, it's pretty much everything I could want. I like Apex Legends. I like the characters. I like the guns. I like the movement. I just don't like BR games. And, Destiny is in probably the worst state. We're not going to talk about Destiny balance, but it's mixing 2 things that I really enjoy, and it's got me very pumped up. Very pumped up.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people are really excited about this. I mean, even some big names are like Snipe Down, being like, listen, I want my community to know We're going back to Apex, baby. Next week, we're going to see how this is. I mean, a lot of big creators are like, hey, we are in. Because there really is a drought right now in the arena shooter genre. I mean, like we said, Destiny's having its own struggles and its own issues. The player population is steadily declining. It has not had an uptick in a while. And then you also have Halo being delayed. So the arena shooters right now, like, there's no Titanfall 3. You know? So this is sort of the answer to that void. And I think that they couldn't have timed this any better. So I think they're going to be booming next week. The question is, how successful is it going to be long term?
Right. Tell you something weird. Can you tell you the thing that I saw in the trailer that kind of killed my hype for this?
What?
Is the buying. I hate buy systems. I don't like them. I feel like it lets you steamroll. Like the team that wins the first round gets the resources to like kind of keep it up, and then you're kind of always behind.
So have you seen though how it works in this one? You don't keep any of your gear between rounds.
Yeah.
So even like
but you're
typically
still
in
gonna
Valorant,
have more money on kills, right?
It's not that bad. That's the thing, is it doesn't snowball that crazy. Like you definitely might have a little bit better attachments, but in Valorant, like you're not gonna have an op and they all have pistols. Like you'll be able to keep up and get like, you know,
and there's still gear on the field.
SMG.
Still gear on the field, still drops coming down with fully kitted out guns.
Yeah, I worry though that another thing I don't like about it is because like you often end up buying like a good gun. That's like usually the right thing to do. And so Apex Legends has so many cool characters, and they added so many since I last played. It's like I want to play those characters and use their abilities. I almost wish like their abilities, like you didn't have to buy, you just had them.
I got you.
So like you actually like it's really important to pick the right character, because like where it is now, it's like I can pick the wrong character and buy the right guns and I'm good to go.
The only problem with that is that Apex has a lot of characters that have abilities that are really specific to the battle royale experience, and so there's some characters that would literally never get played. Right? If all the abilities were active all the time, for example, Loba, ain't nobody gonna play her because nobody's gonna use the black market to pull in loot from all over the map into one spot. You know what I'm saying? Like her stuff is all for BR looting, but she does have a really good bracelet ability. So now she's viable because you could say, listen, I'm going to buy the bracelet so I can teleport around the map where I need to, but that's the only thing I'm going to spend my cash on. And I'm going to spend more cash on my guns and attachments. So if everybody had all their abilities, there are some characters that would just never get any play.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the buy mechanic. I just like, I'm not saying I'm never going to play it. I just like, to me, I don't like buy mechanics.
So would you prefer like you choose a loadout and that's what you get to use the whole fight?
I was really hoping like you'd pick a character and again you would get the abilities. And like, yes, I know some abilities are more for BR, but then make them recharge shorter, make them usable more often, or retune them a little bit. And then yeah, you can have a buy mechanic for the guns, or you can like loot guns, maybe. I don't know, but
you know what thing?
That's one thing that kind of hurt my hype a little bit.
One of the things that I love about it and I'm excited about is, if I want, I can just every single round get the R99. Every single round, every day,
my gun. Yeah.
I can just go R99, 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 get the attachments that I want, and I can get muscle memory. Because right now, you pick up the R99, and then you pick up a different gun, and then you have different attachments depending. And it's like, sometimes the gun's kicking like crazy, and then I've got purple attachments, and I can never get muscle memory in this game. I swear.
But
I always feel like I'm just like missing shots because I'm not used to the guns. And so being able to buy what I want takes out one of those factors. It takes out the RNG. I hate RNG.
My slight annoyance aside, this is huge. Like it's already such a big brand, such a popular game. Now you have this arena mode. This is almost like a full new game. Like Valorant is this. This is Valorant. Maybe it'll have less maps, but it has a crap ton of character. Are all the characters playable in this map?
Yeah, and the new one. So adding a new champion to the mix, 2 brand new arena maps.
That is massive, dude. Like this could take over. Like Valorant is one of the most played games, and it's just an arena shooter. Now you have this crossover right between Apex Arena and normal BR. Huge.
I mean, with Trials and Destiny, like some people do it because they love Trials and it's really fun for them. And some people do it for the loot. But I think there's a lot of players out here that are itching for this competitive kind of game mode in arena shooter. And I have already seen a lot of people like ZK Mushroom, like Frostbolt, Pure Chill. They're all hyped on this new arena mode. And it might be a big shocker for Destiny
Good.
how much that population is going to die. This guy right here, you were complaining today about Destiny, right?
I'm telling you guys, if Apex Arena is so good,
That's all
I'm gone. I'm gone, baby.
Honestly,
Like,
though,
if Bungie doesn't step it up, I don't say this to be dramatic. I sincerely mean this. Playing Destiny PvP right now is not fun. You have to have the perfect conditions, the perfect lobby, but when it's so much stasis on the field, I can't push an angle because I'm going to get frozen or slowed before I even peek it. But then I feel like Respawn knows the competition, because did you catch the way they branded this experience, right? 3v3 elimination. By the way, there's no third person peeking. We made sure of that. By the way, we got some anti-cheat, baby. You know what I mean? Like, the way they branded it, it's almost like,
hey, you like
you
trials?
Yeah.
Try
what
playing
you're
something
doing.
good for once.
Yeah,
Look,
you sick
I'm-
of COD, sick of Destiny? Like,
I'm kind of happy about it though, because hopefully it means that the kids that like do recubs for 8 hours a day and have dedicated their life to trials for no reason move to Apex Legends, win some actual goddamn prize money. Let me go flawless. Like, bro, like, you're such a good sniper. You like, what are you doing? Spending your life in Destiny, bro, to win $1,000 once every 6 months when someone organizes a tournament? Go play a real game, become rich and famous. What are you doing?
I hate to break it to you, but those guys who are ruining the trials experience for everybody else, they ain't going nowhere.
True.
They are not going to play Apex. You know why? Because the casual player can't win in trials, so they're paying them to do it. They ain't going to say goodbye to their income. There's no way in heck.
Yeah.
They ain't going anywhere.
some of them are high school kids and early college students that are making, I mean, I know a couple of them that are making like 5, 6, 7 grand a month. Some people even more. It used to be more. It actually used to be more, but everyone undercuts themselves apparently in the industry. They've all been undercutting themselves, and the prices of carries have gone down. And because there's a lot of cheaters, anyone can do it. So there's just more competition. But I heard that some of those guys are making like $10,000 in a weekend. Or sorry, not in a weekend, in a month. $10,000 in a month.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's like playing
That's
like
insane.
That's like playing like 15 hours of trials every day is available.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
Well, they take the rest of the week off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you gonna spend this money on? Not your girlfriend, that's for freaking sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like-
but here's the thing. I got to question it. If Apex is that good, would it kill Destiny? Could it kill the PvP side of Destiny enough that all that game is PvE? Like, they have not made an update in Destiny forever. People are fed
Let's
up.
talk about Destiny. Let's talk
They would
about
need just to answer that question real quick before you do. I think they would need a TDM. I think they would need a team deathmatch mode for their arena shooter. If they were going to really try to put Destiny in the ground on the PvP side of things and really make a run be in their competition, I think they would need a standard TDM mode.
Right, with lots of slaying and yeah. That'd be kind of cool though. Here's the thing. They've got all the characters built. They've got some of these maps. Who's to say they can't add that? Pretty easy. They've got a lot of different limited time modes, right? They've had an energy recharge on your shields, different little challenges. Like, they might be able to add that. So,
all right, now let's move on to the Destiny stuff. But before we move on to the Destiny stuff, let me tell you, boys. Oh, I got some rants for the Destiny stuff. Now, the only way I'm getting enough energy to do this is from that Advanced GG, baby. That Advanced GG. Focus is the best and only clinically proven gaming supplement on the market. I've got a flavor Kakkis Kiwi Lime. Tash has got a flavor Mtashed Mango Splash. We're working on True Vanguard, just pure whiskey. That's what, and we're gonna. But seriously, we love the stuff. We can't recommend enough. I had some this morning. Like, we have it all the time. So use code RGH when you're at Advanced GG, and you'll get a discount on your purchase, and you'll help all three of us out. Even though I've never seen the money we make from Advanced GG, we don't know who has it.
Me neither.
It's going to Tash. I think we don't see any. We don't see any of it. It's very weird. Like, we haven't seen any of this money. It all goes to Tash, and then Tash, you've been upgrading your house quite a bit recently. Is that true?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
oh, do you know what?
True.
Actually, one quick thing we forgot to talk about. Titanfall has 650% more players now And it
Oh
did.
yeah, Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2.
650% increase on sales. And I think that's just like people getting into Apex Legends. They want to like relive
Warm up.
play the storyline. And it's so cheap. They sell it for like $5 or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
It's like $5-10. It's nothing, right?
I mean, Titanfall's great. If you've never played the story is fantastic. But
On 2. Yeah, Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2.
Phenomenal.
But I mean that's pretty cool. You see that hype there. If they're going back and playing Titanfall 2, I'm curious what the Apex numbers are doing as well. Like I know I was just playing some random bronze games. Like I haven't played in forever, and I ran into some people with their mics on. I'm like, hey guys, how you doing? They're like, oh, the first time playing in like a year. And so there are a lot of new players that are coming back and trying out.
A lot of hype
again.
around this game for sure. Moving on, we'll talk about the Destiny 2 Transmog fail. Some guy, I remember at the beginning of the thing, it wouldn't let me to reply to him for some reason, but it was some guy who was like, why do you guys always talk about Destiny failing? Because Destiny keeps doing dumb shit. Like, what do you expect us to do? Like, we'll talk about Destiny succeeding when they, you know what? When Season of the Chosen came out, we were very positive about it because the original Season of the Chosen was very good. All right, I'm gonna explain.
Toxic.
I gotta have a little bit of I'm gonna have a little bit of a rant. Let me tell you for both of these topics, but let's explain quickly because maybe Mtashed, you don't know everything about this. Destiny 2 Transmog. What is going on here? Transmog is coming next season, and that's the ability to turn your legendary armor into ornaments, and then you can put those ornaments on your armor to basically change the appearance no matter what. And you can change, like if you have a piece of armor and obviously has stats, like it's been looted, right? And you can change its appearance to any of your ornaments. So this means that when Transmog is introduced, like me and True Vanguard and Mtashed, we've been playing since forever, you know, the set of armor from Warmind in year 1, I love the look of that. Like the Warmind armor sets, love it. Now I can take that armor set, turn it into ornaments, and now I can put I can change the appearance of my armor to those ornament sets. Everyone was looking forward to this. People were hyped. People were talking about what's the first armor set you're going to turn into ornaments. What armor sets are you most excited to change your appearance to? Everything was golden until Bungie revealed exactly how it works. And it turns out they got to make money, which fair enough. But Bungie decided you were only able to convert 10 pieces, so that's 2 full armor sets, into ornaments every season. And the only exception is next season with its introduction, it's going to be 20 armor pieces per character. So 4 armor sets for each of your characters. After that, 2 armor sets per season. If you want to go higher than that, you have to pay. And the community backlash was swift. People were pissed because we have been waiting for this feature for quite literally years. And it is finally introduced, and people felt like this transmog limit was simply too low. It's like, I was hyped for this feature, and it's like, you know, if I want to convert my Black Armory stuff, there you go. That's 2 armor sets. 1 from Black Armory, 1 from Scourge of the Past. That's a whole season's worth of transmog right there. I'm done. And I made the point, like, they add 2 new armor sets at least every single season. I mean, next season, Vault of Glass armor set, new seasonal armor set, and God knows whatever else, right? That's your entire allowance for transmog. If they introduce something cool that's new, it's like taking away. So you'll never catch up. You'll never, ever, ever, ever be able to complete your entire collection without paying.
What if instead they said, we're going to keep the same system, but your initial allowance is going to be 2 armor sets for every season that you have participated in up to this point? What would that do for you? What if they said that?
I don't even think there should be a cap. I don't even think, because in my opinion, introduce bounties, make it so that the bounties, maybe they start off easy and they get harder and harder and harder. And so if you want to convert 5 armor sets, you're going to have to be someone who, like, you see those people walking around with like 350 seasonal rank, 400 seasonal rank. You got to be one of those people. You got to grind. But then that would give you a reason to actually grind. Like right now, once you reach season rank 100, who gives a crap? Like if they like, but people will pay to skip the grind all the time. Like if you said, hey, it's going to be an absolute grind if you want to do 5 or 6 sets in a season, or you can just pay. You get it right now. So many people would pay, dude. Do you know how many people bought the Anarchy ornament, even though in a few weeks later it was sold for Bright Dust?
Bright Dust.
No one cared. So it's like, Bungie, you're gonna make such bank just for giving people the option to pay to skip.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone's been waiting for this for so long, and everyone has their own opinion of like what they want their character to look like. But I feel like with all of this, Blue Westlaw made a really good statement about it too. Is like there are some armor sets that people paid money for the old Solstice of Heroes gear and to get all the different glows and stuff, and it's like
Still haven't fixed it, yeah.
right, and they still haven't fixed that stuff. And honestly, this system, there is free stuff you can get. 100%. I can get a bunch of different armor sets, but it's transmog. It's about looking how you want and being able to change it and having that freedom and that creativity and maybe do some cool screenshots and do all these things. But now it's like, but you can only do that so much, and then you have to pay some money. And it just kind of feels weird because there's so much gear in this game. And also, I understand that they have to monetize stuff, but like, they monetize the Eververse store, and they monetize getting a lot of these armor skins that we could use, right? And so it's like,
yeah,
we're already buying them, like a lot of them.
It rubs me the wrong way. Here's my rant. Rant taking over Tuesday. All right, I gotta say,
Rant number 3. Here we go. Buckle up.
No, I was just explaining what happened. Here's the rant. People are justifying this insane transmog cap by saying, well, it doesn't matter because Destiny 2 is a free game. You're wrong. Destiny 2 is not a free game. You know what's a free game? Apex Legends, Warframe. These are games where all the content is available for free every single time. Bungie still wants you to pay $40 for the big expansion and $10 for the little expansions. That is not free to play. Destiny 2 is free to start. So you already have all the actual real content behind a paywall, and they've monetized so many different armor sets and the exotic ships, ghosts, sparrows. Just now, we got finally some exotic ships and stuff in the trials chest. For goodness sakes, can they not be generous for once? Because I, for one, am getting sick of paying for the game to finally get better. Because you have to ask the question, where is my money going? If I am refunding into Destiny 2, I am very happy. I want Bungie to succeed. I want this game to get more, better content, hire more people, everything. But right now, they're clearly not spending my money on testers because they would have caught stasis before it got through the door. Right? Where are they spending my money? Because they're not spending it on PvP maps. I cannot
for 2 years ago, not about
point to something where I say my money is going to a good cause. Here's a great piece of content. Ever since basically Forsaken. So where's my money going? This whole your money is going to go use back on Destiny right now. The only evidence we have of what Bungie is spending all of our Destiny money on is new IPs. They're announcing a new IP every other week, it seems like. So that is my concern. And that is why I am not for this transmog system. I'm not for the cap. Bungie, throw us a bone. You cannot introduce something as bad as Stasis, where you have the player cap drop down below where it was prior to your major fall expansion, screw up this hard and have the balls to say, yeah, we're going to have a really limited cap. So you guys got to shell out. Like, fuck off. Like, you don't have the right to do that. You should be basically begging us to stay in this franchise at this point. Like, honestly, I'm getting a little annoyed at, like, they screw up as bad as Stasis, completely ruin the sandbox, and they're that greedy with this system. By all means, they can introduce this type of system after Forsaken when the game is good, but not now. Like, you don't get to treat your community with such disrespect with such a limited system, especially since we're holding on for God knows how long. Rant.
Freak house. Coming up next, Kackis fights a Siberian tiger live on YouTube.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot. I agree.
I'll say, before I completely blacklist myself from anything Destiny 2, I still love this freaking game, but it's just like, why does it have to be 2 per season? Again, they usually add more than 2. Make it 4, right? It's like, you're still going to have so many people pay so much money up front right? Make it a grindy process. Make the bounties significant. Like, I don't care about the grind. It's just like the fact that I only get 2, it just seems so limited. 2 seems way too limited.
And then they're going to fix it, and everyone's going to be like, see, they listened. But it always just feels like we're not progressing the game. It's just like, here's something. It's pretty botched. Let's fix it. And it's like, that was the content. No,
A lot of damage control.
that was just the fixing. You fix it, and then you have to have a new thing. You have to have a new exciting thing. And like, can we jump on the Guardian games? Like, can we go to that?
Yeah, we're
It's like,
going to
is
that.
that content? Like, honestly, is that even content? The first time it came out, it was boring. The first time it came out, you're doing these laurels, you're doing trivial stuff to get all these laurels, you're doing just the regular activities, and they're like, guess what, guys? Guardian Games is coming back. Nothing has really changed. It's pretty much the exact same thing. It's still boring. Enjoy.
Yeah.
It's not content. It's not good content. And they did the same thing, in my opinion, with the Halloween event. Like, the Halloween event was like the same thing with a slight change. It's a cool event if you want to remake it and reuse it, and like, it's tough because if you build a really cool thing, you don't want it to go away. You want to use it. But I'm not going to say Guardian Games is this amazing piece of content that like we got to bring back year after year. I cannot imagine the player base loves Guardian Games. Like there's
It's too
one
bad.
guy.
They've got it really is too bad because honestly, the design team, I mean, they freaking kill this
Concept.
event. I mean,
A+.
you go
Yeah.
you go to the tower, it's like, whoa, this is so pretty. I can't wait to get involved. What is this all about? It looks
Right.
so great. You check out the cosmetics in the store, it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much creativity and ingenuity there with the designs, with the armor, the ghosts, the sparrows, the ships, everything. They nail that stuff. But then you're just doing the same thing you're
We're doing
always
bounties.
doing.
At least the
1100 strikes, like I don't.
Unreal.
But really quickly then. But
Well,
really
at
quickly
least
then.
you mentioned the Halloween event. At least that introduced. It had 2 important things. It had a limited time playlist, so you're doing Haunted Forest, which you're not doing the rest of the year, and it's kind of fun. And they also had some weapons. It turns out they didn't put any good rolls in the weapon. Like, what the hell? So, but the fact is, you're still going after these random rolled weapons. Guardian Games doesn't even have that. So, I've advocated when you first heard Guardian Games, you thought, oh, that we're pitting the classes against each other. It should be multi-team deathmatch. So 3 hunters, 3 titans, 3 warlocks clash. And then it's like, you get more points for a win streak. And then imagine Bungie tweeting out, Mtashed, True Vanguard, and whoever else, because probably not going to be me. You guys never invite me. But and Frostbolt, they're all playing warlocks. They're on a 100 win streak. They're
Right.
the multiplayer's out of control. You guys need to go and stop them. And then people are trying to match you and take you down and stop your win streak. How much fun would that be? How much more engaging would that be?
I
Right
don't
now,
want to win
Ugh.
because I went in a lost sector more. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to win Guardian Games because it's like, I pounded out 50 strikes tonight. It's supposed to be a competition. If I beat you faster, if there was like some leaderboard where each week the fastest knight grandmaster got like some points or something, you know what I mean? Like the fastest warlock team gets 10 points, right?
Imagine they have a 3v3 Action Sack playlist. Remember Action Sack from Halo? That way it's not like hyper competitive like elimination or something like that, but it's like some just silly PvP, silly fun PvP game.
Scorch,
like sumo, you know, from Halo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, dude.
People eat that up.
3v3v3 griff ball, basically. Or like, I don't care, right? Just make it. But here's the other dumb thing. You guys talking about the winners. Like, I love the concept of like which class is best. And it does get the community involved. You see a bunch of memes or whatever. But whoever made, and listen, even if you're a hunter main and you have pretty much guaranteed victory, you have to be a hunter main with -3 brain cells to even think that the way that they're balancing it makes sense. Because like, here's why it's so dumb. Their idea was put a 10% bonus on the loser every day. So basically what Bungie is saying is, we're going to give the hunters a free week. You get hunters dominate for an entire week, and after that, it gets competitive. How does that make sense? Because as soon as hunters maybe lose one day, they're back in the running. And also, the previous year, they had it so the final week counted for 2 times. So they're not doing it this year. That would make perfect sense. So you give the hunters a week head start before it gets competitive, but the final week is 2 double points. And now it's like, okay, even though we gave the hunters a head start since it's double points. Now it's anyone's game. They're not even doing the one thing that would justify this asinine decision. They're not doing it. It doesn't make any sense. It's like no one cares because like it's like Hunters have a guaranteed lock in unless all Titans stop playing and the Warlocks sweep. So the Titans come in last every single day, and the Hunters get. It's just like it just the biggest thing though is that in both ways. Both the last time where they valued the medals based on the number of active players, and this time with the catch-up mechanic, either ways, the biggest problem is still there. You feel insignificant. Both of your guys' ideas about like, you know, the multi-team, fastest nightfall, you have leaderboards, all that shit. You would, if Mtashed came in top of the leaderboard and you got extra points for the Hunters or for the Titans, you'd feel like you matter. But I can try my ass off as a Titan all day and I will not move that goddamn podium because it's just like out of my control.
Right.
It feels so bad. It feels like you have no control.
But also,
Sure.
regardless, does it not feel like an activity just to give you or promote Eververse?
Yep.
It just feels like an activity to be like, look at the things that you can get in the shop.
There's one in-game cosmetic, and that's a sparrow. That's it.
It feels like there's so much content that revolves around it. Like, the team has to have so many people that are designing gun reskins and armor pieces and transmog that you now have to buy and you can't use it, and ornaments, and like it is such a big part of it. There is like no content. It's honestly they put the bare minimum out so that they can keep selling the skins instead of like throwing out this amazing content where I want to come back and I'm like, hey, I've got a bunch of goodwill built up. I've been enjoying the game. I want to support Bungie. You haven't given me anything where I'm like, damn, I'm getting a good deal here. I don't feel, after 2 years of not getting any changes to PvP, after getting Trials of Osiris, it's the exact same thing as the first game. No changes. 0 changes. And it's just like, we've been working on this for years. Shut up. You copied it and you pasted it and you're like, this is new now because it's in Destiny 2 now, see?
And that's why the
I'm sick of it.
You're right. And that's why the transmog thing feels so insulting. It's like Guardian Games is designed to sell you Eververse stuff, right?
Yeah.
Everything is in Eververse. Every reward, other than the new Catalyst, is in Eververse and a Sparrow. And then it's like, you can only have 2 armor sets a year. Suck you, like, fuck you guys. It's like, bro, give us a break. And the annoying part is like, if they had an uncapped, super generous transmog system, I think they would sell more Eververse stuff because then you're more likely to buy the new Eververse set, buy the new Sparrow, buy a new Ghost because you're like, oh, this vibes. If you take your appearance more seriously because of transmog, you're more likely to spend money on stuff that alters your appearance.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
I don't.
And it's not that I know, and I see the comments in chat. It's not that the Guardian Games is like a huge deal that we're super pissed about. It's more that we just feel like we're getting L after L after L, and it's like you're always waiting for that next big W from Destiny. We are. I feel like I speak for all of us when I say we are all cheering for Destiny. I want 100%. Destiny. I want Destiny to go another 10 years, and another 10 years after that. I want Destiny to just be one of the titans in this industry, but they got to start getting some W's out there. All right,
really quickly, just picture this. Before we go any further, just picture this. 2017 Destiny 2 launches, has pretty horrible reception overall, and they're scrambling to fix the game, right? They make some good patches here and there, but like 2018 Forsaken is
banger.
Like a banger. That's 3 years ago. And then we get some, we get a little Shadow Keep here and we get some other stuff. But unfortunately,
but like Black Armory, Golden,
it was good.
Opulence,
It was
Opulence,
good.
fantastic.
Yes.
Dawn, fantastic.
100%.
There's been some good stuff.
There's been some banging content.
Great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's been some shit like Guardian Game.
Too much of it.
For everything that's good, they have something trash, and it's like they don't even learn from their own successes. Look at Dawning. So the Dawning. Right? What did they do there? They had 3 legendary weapons, the Cold Front, the Glacioclasm, and the Avalanche reintroduced with reprised roles. That's a fantastic idea.
I still use that glacioclasm.
I spent more time baking cookies this year than I did in all of Guardian games, like by 10 times the amount, because I wanted the Firefly role, which they then removed because they have no fun in them. But like, you know what I mean? Like, how TV? How many cookies did you bake for that glacioclasm god?
I baked. I couldn't tell you a number. I baked. So and I am not a PvE guy, but I was like, bake,
Dude,
baby.
that's
I need to get that glacier. I still use. I used it in trials this past weekend.
How do they not have the development power to introduce one legendary weapon with some cracked rolls into Guardian games, and you have a chance to get it every time you put in a medal? You solve Guardian games.
Well,
that one thing would make Guardian games 10 times better. Oh.
Well, a little tinfoil in the chat. Maybe it's because, I don't know, there's no PvP people on their team anymore because they're all working on a new PvP game. What are the chances?
They're always like, hey, something's busting in Destiny. Can you just run over here real quick?
Yeah, what are the chances that they have more than a trickle of people just keeping PvP from imploding? Because you're not going to take your best people and stick them on Destiny at this point. You're going to put your best people in Destiny for PvP on the new PvP game that you're trying to create. Why the hell would they be on Destiny? They probably haven't been on Destiny for days, years, months. I mean, it's got to be a long time because we haven't had any new maps. Sorry. Anyways.
And it's like, so listen, and if there's like some Bungie dev watching, they're probably pissed because they're like, we are trying our butts off. And you know what? I kind of believe it because especially since I hired so many more people, I feel like the things moving forward, I feel like the Witch Queen is going to be another banger. I really do. And even the next couple seasons, the fact that they're bringing back a raid, like Tash, you said you're going to come back. Like the fact that they're reprising a raid, thank God.
Yeah.
We had years where they didn't do that. Like that's a big deal. But it's like enough is enough in the sense of like we don't want to hear excuses at this point. It's like make some PvP maps. Stop making everything about Eververse. Give us some real content and learn from your successes. Like I said with the Dawning, you figured it out. Some reprised legendary weapons. That's fantastic. That's what we want. Do it again. Just do the same thing you did. Do it again with different weapons and different rules. That's all you got to do, Bungie. We're not asking for some crazy stuff. New PvP maps and doing the same stuff that we told you was good. That's what we're asking for.
Are we done on Bungie?
Yeah.
We got it out.
I'm gonna have to go lie down after this.
I know.
We love Destiny. We're Destiny lovers.
We do,
but we're passionate about it. We want to see it thrive.
Like the worst,
not survive, thrive.
That's such a good point. The worst thing that can happen to a game is that you don't care.
You don't care anymore. You're apathetic.
If I wasn't ranting, that's when your alarm bells should be going off. And if I was like, I don't even care anymore. Let's move on. Let's not even talk about Destiny, right? That's when
how you know you lost him.
That's bad. Because that's what happened to Anthem. Just everyone stopped caring.
Yeah.
Except for like a very dedicated but like that's the point. So we are all three of us, even Tash, like we're all Destiny fans and we're like still invested in the game to a point where it's like we want to dive back into it. We want to relive those Forsaken moments, right? Like the weeks after Forsaken where it's like there's nothing better than Destiny 2 when it's good. So
when you're like, I don't even know what video to make right now.
Dude, you're like, I literally have too much content. Like, that's the golden.
Why can't I hold all these lines?
And those moments were so good that we're willing to like last through years of subpar content to like hopefully get back to those years. So
really, do you want to touch on Battlefield for like 1 minute or like?
Yeah, really quickly. So Battlefield 6, I think the trailer for this game is supposed to come out in May. So this is like next month, we're going to get a Battlefield 6 trailer. And Battlefield 6, from all accounts, sounding like a banger. Like DICE, the original DICE, working completely on Battlefield 4. DICE LA working just on Battlefield 6. DICE LA working just on Battlefield 6 expansions. So the core group in Stockholm, the OG DICE is like they're not, planning out DLCs. They're working just on Battlefield to make it as good as possible. And they have like another Criterion is also working with like a certain Battlefield game modes and stuff. They have like all hands on deck.
Really?
But will there be Levolution?
So apparently it's set in 2030.
Ah.
These are some rumors. There's some rumors and some leaks. It's set in 2030. So futuristic. Apparently the Boston. Have you guys seen the Boston Dynamics dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that as like it carries around ammo and stuff for you and stuff like that. So
That's
it's
cool.
like futuristic, but not like jetpacks annoying futuristic. Still very much like modern military, which is I think what everyone loves and wants for the most part for like a Battlefield game. Because like that stuff is cool, and it's like World War II has been a little bit overdone and stuff like that. So that is all happening. Apparently, rumors there is going to be like apparently the Levolution is like they're going to go much more into weather. There's like a map where a tornado
is the moon gonna like fall?
No, like a tornado will come through and like destroy parts of the map. There'll be like blizzards and rainstorms and stuff like that. Rumored, but apparently it's going to be a banger. Apparently there might be even a battle royale, and hopefully they're smart enough to make it free, like a Warzone style thing, but for Battlefield. And like, dude, here's the crazy part. This could have been a topic of its own, but I'll say it really quick. This comes on the heels. New rumor, as like today or tomorrow, this happened that I think we talked about this. The next Call of Duty was supposed to be Call of Duty World War II Vanguard, and it's apparently not ready. So the rumor is that that's not coming this year. They need another year. And instead, we're going to get Modern Warfare 2 remastered, which that's the greatest Call of Duty of all time, in my opinion.
I'm in, baby.
Sign me the frick up. But it is still older content and certainly not releasing a full game and then just only the multiplayer. You know what I mean? So Battlefield.
That's fine, though. I mean, COD needs that, honestly.
But
go ahead.
Battlefield could basically, that means that Battlefield is releasing almost unopposed. They're not even running next to a new COD. Right. It's an old COD. And a freaking unbalanced. They better make a little bit of balance change. Tone down danger close, baby. We're gonna have some freaking problems here. So this could be like huge for Battlefield. This could be like a turning point in the franchise because they've kind of fallen off a bit since their heyday in 3 and 4. So we'll have to see what happens.
Right. Okay. Good. Those good little topics. Great little topics. Yeah. I feel sweaty from like
sweat.
I had to shed the hoodie, man.
I know, sweating, dude.
It's it got spicy today, but again, we're passionate about things, and we were passionate about
my wife brought me a Moscow Mule, which I've been having, which may have contributed to the rant.
I had water.
I'll make you one.
She gave it
a better one.
When she gave it to me, she was in the nude. I was like, "Dang, you should start a Twitch stream." I'm just kidding.
Come on, man. Jesus.
Just kidding.
So are we gonna do some RGH After Dark, or it sounds like we already started?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Do some RGH After Dark. So what we do here is you guys in the chat, we open it up. You guys can ask us any questions you want, and we're gonna go over and answer it. Now we used to do members only, but we decided, hey, we're gonna open up to the public. But if you want to become a member, there's gonna be a link. We're gonna put in the chat right now, and you can do so. You get to support us, and you get to unlock all the emotes, and it's great. All the money goes apparently to Tash renovating his house.
Perfect. Which still isn't done because my plumber is MIA. He's like, oh, by the way, I went into the Arctic to build a school. And I'm like,
what?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just wait for you to come back after a month.
Hire another plumber. What are you talking about?
Well, I already paid the guy. That's the issue. And so it's like, I don't want to pay another one. I mean, I can. I don't want to.
Kind of yikes.
I'm cheap. What can I say?
Donations in chat for Mike to hire a new plumber.
Yeah.
We did get some donations and stuff. Unfortunately, there's like a little timeout. So let me find it. Got some donations and stuff. I'll read them out.
You know not to hit the one.
I know.
Oh, while you do that, we can do the what is TV drinking part of the show.
Oh, drink number 1 was Pikesville straight rye.
Oh, straight rye today.
Yeah,
as opposed to
no, I'm not gonna make that joke.
But like honestly, what does is it rye usually?
So there's different.
Else?
Okay, so yes, there are different standards for rye whiskeys, and how they're labeled. So sometimes it's a mix of it has to be a certain ratio of rye to corn. Corn is what bourbon is made out of.
Okay.
A straight rye has a ratio that's a little bit different. So, anyways, I won't
I
get into the
gotcha.
nitty gritty of it, but it has to do with ratios for your grains for the mash. And then the next one is a nice single barrel Zeppelin.
Some
Oh,
some
this is
some
a really
guy, probably kind of a little dweeb called Elite, asked, asking for a friend, how much would one have to donate to get their name on someone's chest?
And
Marker, marker, like 1,000.
okay. We got
Tattoo,
we got a new
tattoo,
membership from
a lot more.
Crazy Dane with a new membership. And then we got Ivan Reddick with a new membership. We got a $5 donation. What do you guys think of Outriders and today's tweet from People Can Fly? I didn't see the tweet.
So well, is the one you're talking about? They tweeted out that they're almost done with their plan on restoring gear that was. Is that the one that you're referencing? So I know they tweeted out today that they're basically they're close to the finish line on having people's stuff restored. They're just making sure that there's no kinks and it's not going to delete anything that you've gained since then, right? So they're pretty close to having that all sorted out. Outriders overall, though, how do we feel about it? I actually streamed it today. I actually still really like the build crafting for the end game. I'm not playing it every day, because I know it's limited content. I'm going to get to a point where I've done everything, right? So I'm just taking it in my own time. I'm not heavy into the grind, but I know that the community, the Outriders community, is really banging right now. In fact, there are groups on Facebook, Reddit, and the community is actually really positive. They've got a really great community there. There are so many people out there in these random forums who are like, hey, I've got a buddy right now where we both have cracked end game builds. If you need help getting through your CT ranks, let us know. Just reply to this thread. We'll pull you in right now. They're not even streaming. They're not trying to look for money. They're just really nice people trying to help people out. It's real cool.
Yeah.
I love the game.
Some of the streamers that are playing it are putting up some really big numbers too. Like Wids and Nick2, they were division guys, and both of them have broke their sub count records on Twitch. And there is a pretty good community there, and there's some content creators that are covering it. So if you guys like Outriders, there's definitely like a lot of content out there too.
Great community to interact with. Yeah.
Really quickly, we did get some beautiful donations here from our boy CS. Love you. Christina Nardone said, did you hear the rumor of NetherRealm Studios developing a Marvel fighting game recently? I haven't.
Nope.
I'm not a big fighting game guy. I don't follow up on a lot of fighting games because I am terrible every time. I don't know what it is. Any fighting game, whether it's Smash, like if you put me in a room with a bunch of toddlers, I might win a couple. But like against any competent human being, I am a joke. That was a $5 donation. Justin Petty says, the one thing I like about Apex is finally getting to play with you. Justin Petty, I went to school with him like most of my life, and we met. Here's a funny thing. Went to school together. We met on Valhalla in Halo 3. He messaged me after a game, and he's like, are you Michael Tash? And I was like, yes. He's like, I go to your school. And we became like best friends after that. And I mean, I hung out with like all the hockey guys and stuff, and he wasn't the most popular. Justin, you know this. And the first time, no meme.
He was kind of a loser.
The first time I went up to him,
compared to me,
I think he thought that like some of my friends were gonna pick on him or like anything, because I walked up and I was like, hey Justin, you want to play Halo tonight? And like he was kind of looking at me like, I guess. And I was like, oh sweet, all right, I'll message you later. And like our friendship started because of Halo 3.
Is he who I met in Kelowna?
Yeah, Justin.
Oh. Yep. I didn't like him that much.
Yeah,
Can I just say where I'm from, saying I hung out with the hockey guys is not a flex.
No.
So when you say that, it reads different over
in Canada. Here. In Canada, it's very different. But
in Canada,
GX with the $20 donation, RGH is my favorite podcast. This show makes Wednesdays more interesting. Thank you for the content. Thank you Zero for the $20 donation, and Shiver with a 25 bum. TV, thank you for streaming with Jay Overrated. I finally got to see you. Since I don't have Facebook, you're a god.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. Yeah, Joey's a great guy. I love playing with Joey.
The hardest about playing with Jay Overrated is the the 6 weeks you have to wait between when you originally DM him and when he replies, and you can organize a time.
No, the hardest part
Actually,
of
he's
playing
been
with
better
Joey
recently.
is the hardest part about playing with Joey is the 6 years it takes after you die in a trials round
Come
until
on.
he dies. Because we give Joey such a hard time over this. When you go down in trials, he will kite around the map for like 2 minutes straight, just running around the map.
Giving
Or
them
like,
super.
Joey, come on, Joey, just do something. But the thing is, he clutches it up enough times that you're like, I can't say anything now.
Right. We got another Man of Coal. If animals could talk, what do you think who would be the rudest and who would be the nicest?
Canadian geese would be the rudest, obviously.
Yes.
Absolute little dickwads.
Devils. Truly devils. The nicest would be
Probably dogs.
sea turtle.
Dogs or cats? Oh, no, dude.
Not a cat. A dog, maybe. Like, dogs are just always friendly.
Happy. Yeah.
Callie Swag Menefi. I think I said Menefi. With a new membership, and then Andrew Preston, SRL, a waste of time or good variety. Side
Waste
note,
of time.
the armor was great.
If we had a lot of content right now, sure, but we don't. Waste of time.
Yeah,
right
can
now.
I say I always am annoyed when I see people asking for Sparrow Racing League, because it's like it added nothing to the game. It is like a fun little game mode, but it's like there's so much more serious stuff that Bungie needs to be working on.
Yeah.
Like Sparrow Racing League is like the
If I want to
last
play Mario Kart, I'll go
of our
play Mario
words.
Kart.
It's like you can't add Sparrow Racing League when you haven't added new PvP maps in 2 years. Like that's not even in the conversation.
Right.
Any update on the on the RGH versus DCP? Well, I think that was just a jest, but if they really want to do something together, we'd certainly
We'll
chat
figure
about
it
it.
out.
Yeah. Now that you're fully vaccinated, when you and Steph visiting us in Canada, that's right. Well, whenever Kackis wants to back off the content and let us come up and visit for a weekend, you know?
Calm down. Oh, we should do this. If you want to come out, my cabin, when they open restrictions, my cabin, Tash will go up with Tash, and then you two, and then we'll have a crap RGH from someone's phone.
Hey, that could actually be fun.
Will you actually even be allowed to go in the cabin with all the
We'll talk about
the
that
cabin
later.
drama?
Yeah, let's.
Oh,
Oh, there's a story.
Whoa, there's a story. We'll talk about it later.
Off stream, baby.
Yeah,
why are you guys in
off screen
bikinis and hot
story now.
tubs? Because we haven't reached $2,000 in donations.
Did Mtashed like Rick the first time he met him? No.
No, he's asking that. Hold on. Before he's asking that, just because he knows the answer, where you're gonna be like, yeah, he did like him. He's like, what he did.
He's a dweeb.
I didn't
bullied
like
him.
you. I didn't like
bullied
you either, Tash. You fucker.
No, we just like kind of were like roasting each other a bunch at the start, because like
I think I went. Honestly, it wasn't even that. Like, I feel like it wasn't even that big a deal. We just kind of like got. To know
I
each
think
other
we just
really
like didn't
quickly.
really get along, and we just like.
I don't remember not getting along with you.
It's not that we didn't get along. It was just
Your
like
strong personality.
I'm just like
okay.
I'm not
It's
like,
just too
man,
strong personality.
I got to spend more time with Kackis. But now I'm like, I got to spend more time with Kackis. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's just you grew on me. You grew on
Now
me
that
like a
he's
wart.
seen you below the waist, now it's different.
We saw you below the waist at that hotel. We
You
came
filmed
knocked
it.
on his door.
Yeah, his
You
people was
filmed it.
his crotch level peephole.
Yeah. He specifically asked for the room. There was a peephole up top and below, right at the crotch. And so we were trying to like look in and see it. We didn't know.
And I'm
We-
just
he-
like,
We saw him walk to the door and then go and check the crotch level one. We're
Right.
like, what's going
and,
on?
and we're trying to block
And then
it. but
the
we-
weird part is, as soon as he looked through, he goes, "Oh, it's Kackis and Mtashed." And I was like,
I know that hairy thing anywhere.
What?
That I've seen that
Oh
woolly
my
mammoth a million
God.
times. I know exactly who that is.
"Oh my god!"
And demonetized.
Yeah, there. We've been demonetized forever ago, dude.
Hey, my rules in this house: I'm not allowed to hit on women, but men are fair game.
Yeah.
Right?
Your
I
wife
hit
didn't
on
think she
everything it
had. Your
moves.
wife didn't think she had to specify that. Little did she know. We have another donation from Joshua saying, "Love your podcast. It made my day off a lot more enjoyable." Well, we're glad to hear it. We're glad to hear we're brightening people's days. Because certainly the worst
Finally.
part of my day is this stupid. I was kidding.
Come on, man.
Come on.
How's the Genshin
Uh,
update? Oh, let me talk about it. It's fine. It's a lot of filler stuff. They added a housing, which is like kind of cool. But they added a new boss and awesome boss music. Some really good mechanics. It's probably the hardest boss they've
Yeah.
ever added. But again, I could face roll it. I could stand up beside it and just yeet and not even dodge and kill it
Yeah.
in like 20 seconds. And so, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. The game is fine. Honestly, though, I'm telling you, like, I think my channel's kind of dying. Like, the people don't want to watch my opinion of Genshin. They'll watch the other people, but just my streams and everything haven't been doing that great. And honestly, I jumped on Destiny and was getting more viewers, and like Apex was doing similar. And I think Genshin has kind of ran its course for me, at least. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking for a new game. Like Apex Arena, if it's good, that might be what I have to cover.
Azrael asked the question. Oh, I was gonna say, Azrael asked the question. I talked to you guys a little bit about this. Where he says, "Does Rick know Angry Joe used his vid in the background for their news section about D2 Transmog?" Yeah, Angry Joe did a video ranting about Transmog because obviously it's a big topic right now. It was apparently my gameplay in the background because you can see like the people I'm playing with and myself produce orbs and stuff. Apparently never said source KackisHD. Never linked in the description, which is a little scummy. I obviously would have liked if he did that, but you know, I don't really care that much. It's probably not even Angry Joe's is his editor, right? Like I doubt he's the one going and personally doing that. But that's usually the standards. Like if you use someone's gameplay, and Skill Up does it all the time. It's just source where you got it from. Takes 2 seconds. Angry Joe, come on, get on it.
Mike, can I ask you? I really don't know anything about this.
Yes.
But I've seen a couple of YouTube thumbnails about people exposing you. What's that about? Was it like some Tectone
like
stuff?
recently? Oh, Tectone. He did one recently because there's a clip where because Tectone like loves Rosaria, and then someone was telling me about a cosplay, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna cosplay like that. And I'm going to look so hot that Tectone will probably bang me. And then someone showed him on stream. So he was like exposing that clip.
Oh, okay.
And then I exposed Tectone because of just like old beef we had. And like people keep saying like, we hate each other. And then we like confronted each other. And it's like, we like each other. Like we don't have any beef. But
okay.
That's funny.
There was this
when there's no
video
content, that's it.
I saw this other thumbnail, but it wasn't Tectone. Oh, yeah. I don't know this guy. The title of the video is "Why I Hate Mtashed." It has like 23,000 views or something.
Oh, but then he says, "I don't hate Mtashed." In the video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just said, "I don't." It has a whole bunch of dislikes because everyone's like, "This is just a dumb video."
He just clickbaited it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I quit the game and said, "I'm done with Genshin," and then I came back a week later. I'm like, "All right, boys. I like getting 500,000 views on a video. I'm not gonna lie." And I mean, I loved Genshin. I just was so frustrated with the gacha mechanic. Like, it just infuriated me, and I felt dirty. And like, everyone's like, "You fake cried." I was like, I was literally having a mental breakdown because I'm looking at the views, I'm looking at the growth.
This dude just cries like cried in front of me. He's cried in front of me multiple times.
I cried because I shot a handgun at a shooting range because I was like, this could hurt someone.
Yeah, dude, this guy just cries. Dude, okay. I swear, like he ate real cheese, not processed cheese for the first time. Saw a tear roll right down his eye. Like,
so you know, like, did you guys see the Mark Rober video about his autistic son?
No.
He made a video because his son is autistic. There is actually some drama because they're like, oh, well, the charity that you're doing this for isn't a good charity for autism. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole thing. But he was showing his autistic son and then some other autistic people. And I was sitting on the bed watching it. And Kat was like doing her hair. And I was just like ugly crying, like sobbing. And she's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, it's just not fair. And she's like, "What's not fair?" I was like, he's so happy. And like, I couldn't stop crying because I was just like, ever since I became a dad, I'm such a baby. Like, little things.
I hear that, dude. Ever since I became a dad, I was never an emotional. I still am pretty even keeled, not very hyper emotional. But things get to me in ways they never did before I was a dad. I don't know what changed.
If I watch any Disney movie, for the most part, like if I watch Land Before Time, when
you're like, don't look at me.
When Littlefoot loses his mom, dead.
Yeah.
Up, dead.
Up. Oh god.
No. The worst one for me.
Yeah.
That made me cry. I think harder than anything else was the two, which I mean, honestly, these are the ones that I probably should maybe cry the least. was Inside Out when they're doing the Bing Bong rocket. I don't want to
Bing
spoil
bong,
it.
you're like
Bing bong, bing
no!
Dude, I was like shaking, crying, and then I look over at Kat, and thankfully she was crying too, but I was like unconsolably crying.
Yeah,
But the
honestly,
other one is Big Hero 6. Have you guys ever watched Big Hero 6?
Oh man,
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
Hero, yeah.
It's so good.
With the brother.
But when he's got him on his fist and he's like,
Oh yeah.
was this sufficient care? And he's like, I don't want to say it. And he, there was just some parts in those shows that make me cry. And then there's
Dude.
Coco. I refuse to watch Coco. I can't. I know it'll be too sad. It'll ruin my life. I can't do it.
So Tash doesn't fake cry. He basically has to fake it to not cry. Basically, he's
I'm
like,
just always
he has to be,
holding
like,
it together.
normal.
I'm
And then
always.
the video ends and he's sobbing. He's editing, sobbing, dude.
I read Fox and the Hound and I'm like, oh.
It's funny. It was Sunday. Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah, Sunday was a rough day in our house because we've been going through all the Marvel movies in chronological order, like in the timeline, with the
Oh.
kids. And this Sunday
Did you watch
was
Thor 2: The Dark World yet?
Oh yeah, this past Sunday was
Must have been a bad day.
Infinity War.
Oh,
So when the
or
credits
second?
rolled on, no, Infinity War is the first part one.
Oh,
Endgame's
yeah.
the second one.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the end of Infinity War is basically everybody dies,
Yep.
and especially with Spider-Man. My daughter, bless her little heart, she was a wreck, just
Dude,
balling.
it's so funny how
and you're like, it's okay, honey.
yeah, it's so funny. I rewatched that though, and I kind of like, it almost like cracks me up because I kind of think of like the reasons behind where like everyone disappears in like a second. It's like and it's like gone, but like because it's Tom Holland and he's such a fantastic actor, he's like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel. It's like he disappears in like a minute because he's got to do his like amazing death scene, and everyone else is just
Yeah.
like, oh, what the? And they're dead. It's like they're already gone.
Yeah, like
They get, like,
Hawkeye
one-
turns around and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
my whole family's
Yeah,
gone.
exactly. Exactly. Where Tom Holland would still be there, like going away one thing at a time. Like you're like, it's just funny.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to get into a debate. I'm not a big superhero guy. It doesn't matter if it's DC or Marvel or anything. I just
I grew up
find
on
them
comics.
so boring, dude. Like, it's same backstories or like similar backstories, and it's like he's a superhero. He's gonna win because he's super. Like, I
Well,
don't
that
know. I
was-
just.
But that was the one part of like Endgame that messed everyone up because it's like it
'Cause the
ended.
credits rolled with that. They took a big L.
Yeah, it was. Everyone was like, "What?" Like,
But
we've
then they
never
win.
seen that.
But then they just win.
Well,
and
but, like,
there is some
do they,
loss.
though?
I get it. I
Because
get
they
it.
lost.
Yeah, I
Somehow.
know.
Perma
this-
loss.
even in the second one, like, Winter Soldier and WandaVision is basically like they're dealing with the problems caused by half the world disappearing and reappearing 5 years later. Like how
Yeah.
messed up that would be, right?
WandaVision was a trip, like an emotional trip, because it's so heavy, like dealing with loss and grief, especially because her character has gone through so much. That was a really heavy show.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked I didn't love Logan, but just like if there is the potential for them to lose or die, I think I'd care more. But it's just so often they don't. They just win that it's hard for me to care. I don't know.
Well, that was what really does that bad? It's a great point of that is the freaking Hobbit movies. Such wasted potential. I loved Lord of
Oh,
the Rings.
man.
Hobbit was trash, but you have Legolas. And you're watching it and you're like, I know this guy makes it because he's in the freaking Lord of the Rings. Like there's no, and then they put him in situations where he's in danger. And it's like
why?
like they're like, oh no, is this orc gonna stab Legolas? Probably not. Like I know Legolas makes it through. Like
They
at
screw
least
that, man.
that's
I'm
so stupid. It's
salty.
like, what are you doing? Like, oh no, Legolas is in danger. And then it's like, no, he's not, dude. He's gonna be okay.
They did the story of the Hobbit dirty, man. That was one of my favorite books. I love the whole Lord of the Rings series.
Oh yeah, the whole
They-
backstory where like Peter Jackson is like thinking about the scenes and like just before they shoot them, it was like such a disaster. And they like redid. They used to have Azog and stuff in practical makeup, which is what made the Uruk-hai and the orcs look so good in the first one. And then they did all CGI, and it looks very CGI.
Yeah.
Right.
Ruined. You guys see? There's a new Game of Thrones house of the Dragon was officially announced. It's like a backstory of the Targaryens.
No.
That might be cool to see how he goes crazy and everything. Like the Mad King and all that.
I mean, keep the season 8 guys as far away as possible. If I see their names in the credits for any reason, if they visited the set to have a coffee, I'm not watching the season. Like, I'm not watching. Get it.
I don't want
keep them as
I don't wanna get hurt
legally
again.
keep them as far away as possible.
We
But,
got
hey.
a new elite gamer, a new Monster 18.
Yo!
Thank you for becoming
Hey.
an elite gamer.
Falcon was mid-tier compared to Wanda. Yeah, felt it ended kind of fast too, and the characters in Falcon were sometimes like annoying.
My deal with Falcon and Winter Soldier, I enjoyed the show. I think one of the things there I would say two major beefs I have. I thought they did great with the individual characters of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the development of their relationship and what they're going through and how they proceed past it and grow and develop. I thought they nailed that. My problem was the Flag Smashers, mega underdeveloped storyline. Like, even in the finale, I'm like, I'm still trying to wrap my head entirely around
What do you guys want? Yeah.
what you know, like I kind of understand what they're trying to accomplish, but the same that was one of my biggest beasts. Like,
yeah, but
they
also
really
like,
didn't sell
yeah,
Flag Smashers well enough.
I agree. And also the Flag Masters, like you lost me once they started burning people alive. Then I'm like, I don't feel for their cause.
No
bro.
longer
Like,
sympathize.
once you
yeah.
are burning like normal security guards, it's like, yeah, they're working for the like people who like the military type people. It's like this guy just signed up not because he's like trying to change the world. He's just signing up to be a security guard for this. I don't know. They totally lost me. And also, I felt like they did the new Cap. I like how they, spoiler alert, I like how they gave the new Cap a little bit of a redemptions thing at the end, because I felt they did him so dirty. Because he shows up, he's like, "Hi, I'm the new Captain America.
I'm trying my best.
I'm trying my best, and I was chosen." And they're like, "Fuck you, like you have a shield, asshole." And it's like, I was given the shield by the government. Like, what do you want me to do? Like,
Right.
it was like literally like they turned him bad. And I feel like if they would have taken him under his wing and actually been decent human beings, he would not have he would just been a normal guy. But they screwed him like so hard and were such dicks to him. That was just weird to me.
My only other major complaint with that whole film or with that whole series was that since the first episode, I was building up in my mind, like preparing for this ultimately this confrontation between Bucky and the guy whose son he had the past with. And there was supposed to be like this interaction where he was going to address it with him and just be honest with him, and they just skip right over it. He's like, "This is what I did, man," and the guy was like, "Why?" And then they're like, "Next scene." You know what I mean?
Like,
I was
anyways,
like,
no.
no. We need at least 2 or 3 more minutes just in that conversation alone.
Right. Well, that's pretty much it. I think we gotta wrap it up here. We've been going for a long time. It's been an hour and a half of the Real Gamer Hour, but I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I really liked spending my time with you. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for all the insane donations and just love today. Tons of likes, new members.
Yeah, it's been great.
New subscribers.
I gotta rant more often, I guess. I was kidding.
Yeah, maybe we can actually get some views for once instead of you just talking over us and being boring.
Oh,
At least this time you're talking over us and being interesting.
Bingo.
It's what the best you can hope for, really, with me.
Yeah. Thank you so very much. We are the RGH, or Real Gamer Hour podcast. We do this podcast every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and it's always just a banger. Straight up. I'm Mtashed.
I'm KackisHD.
I'm True Vanguard.
Wait.
See you later.
Wait.
Gamers.
Wait.